In this video, I'm going to show you how to propagate your purple shamrock and make lots and lots of them by starting like this and then eventually turning into this and even this. The reason my Oxalis Triangularis looks like this in the springtime is because I let it go dormant. If you want to know more about how it can go into dormancy, I'll put a link to a video I did on that subject down below in the description. In the spring, after the last frost, I empty the soil into our wheelbarrow. As you can see, there are lots of little tubers. I've heard them called tubers, rhizomes, bulbs, and corms. But no matter what you call them, this is what makes the new plants grow. I start with a standard 10-inch by 20-inch seed starting tray and 3.5 by 3.5 inch pots. Then I fill the pots with potting soil. Most potting soil will work fine as long as there are nutrients in the potting soil for the plants to use. Then I just put a couple of bulbs in each pot. You can either press the bulbs down into the soil and then cover them up, or you can do it like I do and press the bulbs down into the soil and then put more soil on top. While I add the soil, I usually also press down just a little bit to make it a little bit more firm. I do that just to make sure the soil stays in the pot once I water. The first time I water, I try to give them a good soaking, and then after that, I try not to let them fully dry out. I also put new soil back in the original pot. Then I try to fill it almost full, but not quite all the way full. After I have the new soil in, I just spread the remaining tubers out on top of the soil like I'm doing here. After I have them spread out where I want them, then I add more soil on top. Like with the tray with the small pots, I then give it a good watering. It's also important that the pot you use have good drainage because you don't want your tubers to sit in too much water or they could rot. After about 3 weeks or so, you should see some little leaves starting to sprout out. Don't be alarmed if some of the pots don't sprout at first. It takes some of them just a little bit longer than others, but all of ours sprouted eventually. In another week or so, there should be some noticeable growth, both in the original pot and in the smaller pots. But as you can see, some of them haven't sprouted yet. But at this point, some of the ones that have sprouted are already trying to grow flowers. With each passing week, there will be more growth and a fuller appearance. Just a week later, all of the smaller pots have sprouted, and those are starting to grow pretty well, and the original container is starting to look more like its old self from last summer. 40 days after planting them, the original container is starting to look pretty good. And the ones in the smaller pots are starting to fill out very well and are ready to share with family and friends. With a little bit of planning, you can go from one potted purple shamrock to a whole bunch of potted purple shamrocks. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. And if you're just now finding this channel, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.